Hey guys, doing my 1 month on T video update. Tomorrow is my 4th shot of testosterone, so it's been about a month now. I've gotten a haircut. It's a little crew cutish in my opinion, but I really like shorter hair, especially in the summer. It's been really, really nice out the past few days. It's not so nice right now, but it's been really summery, so I wanted shorter hair. So just a few updates. My voice apparently has changed. I don't really hear anything specific, but a lot of people who really don't see me on a regular basis commented like, oh, your voice has gotten slightly deeper, which is pretty cool, but I don't really expect any real dramatic voice changes until at least 2 or 3 months down the line. As for body hair, I really haven't noticed much of anything. Yeah, not much of anything. Like, I haven't shaved my legs in about 6 months, but of course you won't probably be able to see on camera anyway, but I mean, my fine blonde hair doesn't really show up. As for muscles, I've been exercising basically every day I can, and I've sort of gotten some, especially arm muscle definition, because I haven't really ever worked on my arms because it wasn't required for my sport. So yeah, my arms, which were formerly sort of like really twiggy, gotten something to them. It's not really something to be proud of because I've still got really tiny, tiny, skinny arms. But I'm hoping that'll change with really devoted exercising, which is what I've been doing so far. And today I just wanted to go over a bit how I came out. I came out to my friends initially, and I came out to them by just telling them I was transitioning. I tried to be, as specific as possible and tried to encourage questions and everything, like, if you're not uncomfortable with this, please tell me, etc. And I asked them to refer to me by male pronouns and my middle name if they could. And they tried, and it was amazing at how quickly my friends sort of transitioned in how they referred to me, and I'm so grateful for that because I think it does take a lot of patience, and of course people still slip up. That's to be expected. I mean, sort of like how you're transitioning, they're transitioning too, and you just gotta think about, all the stuff you're going through. They're also going through things, and you can't just expect people to sort of cater directly to you, and you can't expect sort of like amazing results and everyone to sort of change their perception of you magically, because it doesn't happen that way. It takes a lot of patience. For instance, when I told my boss, I came out to him and I was like, I'm transitioning from female to male, I'm transgender, there are going to be some changes when I start taking hormones. And he was just like, okay. And sort of looked really uncomfortable. And I was like, do you know what transgender means? And he said, no. So I explained it to him in full and tried to be as clear as possible. And afterwards he was like, okay, I got it. And then he was like whatever you need, you gotta do what you gotta do. And he was totally, supportive of it. Didn't quite know what to think, and he said that to me. And he's like, I've never known anyone like this. Like, this is all new to me, and that was totally fine with me because it is new, and you can't expect people to be totally okay with it. But my boss was still supportive, and he said, if you ever need time off work for surgeries or anything, or if you ever need any help coming out to anyone else in the store, like I'll be there to help you with that. And for that, I'm really grateful, because even showing, like, he didn't, he wasn't all like, oh, awesome for you. He was like, I understand and I'm willing to help you. And I think, like, I was really grateful for that. Just, I know and it was sort of that time when I sort of clicked that it was a hard thing for a lot of people to wrap their mind around. And so that just made me even more appreciative of all my friends who were really quick to be supportive and to be open about what I wanted to do. The way I came out in public was, I call it sort of, kind of like trying to be covert about it, and I thought that just sort of like coming out and saying, I'm male, would be enough for people to be like, oh, I get it, they're FTM. I understand. Of course, that didn't happen because, I really should have known this from the start, but I didn't. People don't catch on that way. A lot of people don't know what a transgender person is. They don't know what an FTM is. when they see that a female person has changed their status being male and has announced themselves as being male, that raises a lot of questions. And I wasn't quite ready to answer those questions. So what I did was sort of just continue to assert that I was male without, by sort of, avoiding the question. Um, but after a while, I realized that I really couldn't do this. That it was unfair to them, and it was unfair to me to have to, put up with this charade. But when I was sort of into the position of coming out, I was put into a very vulnerable position, because when you come out as trans, you say, "I'm trans. I would like you to refer to me in these terms," and then you pass it over to the other person. It's up to them what they do with that information, and whether or not that makes them angry or happy or sad, or whether or not they accept that. So you're sort of just waiting for a reply, and that does make some people go on the defense. That makes me go on the defense when I feel vulnerable. So to a lot of questions that were like, "I don't get it. Are you a man or are you a woman?" I'd say, "I'm a boy," expecting that on some level they knew, but also being paranoid that like maybe they're making fun of me, maybe they're patronizing me, maybe they're trying to like catch me on something, make me admit something I don't want to. And of course they weren't. They were just honestly confused. But I didn't recognize that, because I was really afraid. I was really concerned about how people would treat me after I said that, because I didn't want people to treat me as a trans person. I didn't want people to treat me as a girl. I was so concerned that what if they never refer to me as male? What if they never refer to me as him? What if I'm always in sort of this sort of in-between place? And that really scared me. And it really did make a lot of my emotions like, and my paranoia and everything kicked in. And so I didn't explain things like I should have. And I was short with a few people, which I still regret to this day. But what I did learn from that is that if somebody doesn't know what a transgender person is, or how to refer to you if you were female and you're now saying you're male, it's not ignorance. They probably just want an explanation. They just don't know. So it's unfair to say you're an ignorant person, unless they are coming out and saying, "Okay, I know you're trans, but I'm going to refer to you as a female anyway, and I'm going to disregard your wishes, and I'm going to refer to you as it." It is a very dehumanizing term. I really don't like it. Or people who are like, who will sort of butt in and say, if people ask your gender and you say male, and somebody's like, "Oh, but they were female." Like, it's not their place to really say. If the other person is confused, they can ask you. But I mean, those are the things that are probably in some way, shape, or form maybe you're ignorant. But as long as you explain to this person, you don't like them doing that, then anything they do after that might be considered harsh or ignorant. But until that point, until they know, it's not ignorance. They just don't know. So that's one thing I would suggest for a lot of FTMs to keep in mind, that this requires a lot of explanation and being honest on your part, even if it's not something you want to do, even if it does hurt to some degree. But despite the stupid way in which I came out and the mistakes I made and everything, people have been really supportive, especially after I came out and said I'm sorry for coming out in this matter. But it made me really frustrating sort of explaining myself again, being honest. Then a lot of people were sort of willingly accepting who I am. And I've been really grateful for all the people that have just been like, "Okay, that's cool. Congratulations," and all that, who are openly accepting, or people who even are not accepting, but are like, it's your life. I don't care. You can do what you want. Better I know now than be confused. So people have been really, really awesome in general, and I'm really grateful for that. And I'm really looking forward to how things go and future changes and all that. And I'll be back in about a month, or whenever big changes start to happen. Could be any day. I don't know. So I'll see you guys later.